I don't know how to start a video, but I'm hootless, and this is Factorio episode 9, I think. So I did have to record this because I finally ran out of pre-recorded footage that I had. And because some of you were asking for longer videos, I'm trying out a little bit longer. I recorded for about 31 minutes, and I'm speeding it up to ×2. And, yeah, the video, as you can see, is about 15 minutes, 40 seconds long. Hopefully this is still a manageable time. It's still at 2 times speed, so I might... excuse me. I might, record for even longer and do slightly faster, like ×3 or something. But I still want it to be, like... I want you to easily be able to tell what I'm trying to get done. So right now I'm trying to figure out why inserters are being slowed down, and I finally realized it's because there's no iron gear wheels getting to the inserter assembler. And there's no iron gear wheels getting to the assembler because there's no iron. Because for whatever reason, I can have like 6 or 7 miners over there, 8 miners, and still have it be going really slow. So I spend basically a lot of this episode upgrading my iron smelting capacity. I'm almost to the point where I'll need red belts for higher throughput, but not quite. I'm like almost there for the iron, where I have to have a red belt to be able to get more on there after I restructure the mines over there. But yeah, that's basically it for that part. There's what, 8 there right now? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's 8 miners right there. I end up upgrading that to, I want to say 16, I think, either like 12 or 16. So I get a lot more iron. I moved some of the conveyor belts around as well, specifically the plastic one to start with, because it was just, it was needlessly going around the iron deposits like that. There was no reason for it to be going off to the right, up, and then back to the left. I did that because I didn't realize right away that it had to be going on the left anyways, so now that's been moved. The coal also gets like squished off to the side a little bit more so that I can fit more miners onto the coal. Probably wasn't necessary, but I felt like doing it. Other than that, I'm just sort of trying to clean up conveyor belts a little bit. You know, somewhat. I probably could have made that even more clean, the copper and iron, or the copper and coal mixing there, like splitting past each other, by using another underground belt, and then like making the copper go underground for just one tile, like one tile of space between them, and putting the coal coming up between those, which would have given me a little bit more, like it would have been a tiny bit cleaner, but I don't think that's necessary. Plus I would have had to make the belts, although really they aren't that expensive. It's not anything to complain about. Now, what do I don't remember what I did here, even though I just recorded this like an hour ago. It goes in one ear and out the other, basically. Yeah, I put down 16 miners. Two things of 8 feeding onto belts, and then the belts go and like combine to be half of the belt each. So that's how I'm getting quite a lot of smelting going. I actually, by the end, I'm smelting too much iron, and I'm not using it all, so I'll have to upgrade some of my processes, allow them to have higher throughput as well, and then my iron will get used, and we'll just we'll continue on like that. So, it might be good to increase, like, the amount of steel smelters we have. I do add in 6 more, but I could probably finish out the entire line, and then I don't really know what to do with all the iron. Probably just start increasing the amount of things we're making out of everything. We could definitely do with, like, more, just more, really, in a word. Just, we need more of everything. I probably need more power here soon. And we're approaching the point where we can almost make blue packs. Maybe not next video, I don't think, but maybe the video after that. And yeah, it's going well. Mostly, like, what I'm setting up right now is I set up another I set up the iron gear wheel production for that inserter so that we have green packs actually consistently being made. And then I continue the lines down a little bit, and I make another iron gear wheel assembler, and I put that into a second inserter assembler. And I use that with a bunch of resources to start automatically making filter inserters, which require smart inserters and a bunch of electronic circuits, which is the green circuits there. And filter inserters are required for blue packs. It's one filter inserter, I think it's one of each. One filter inserter, one steel, one red circuit, and one battery. So by the end of this video, we do have filter inserters being created automatically, and we have steel being created automatically, albeit way down in the iron processing area. So we need to move that up. But we'll have filter inserters being created, we'll have steel being created, we'll have the red circuits, advanced circuits being created. I think they're advanced circuits. I always call them red circuits, though. Which is really inconvenient when I play with, like, Bob's mods. Because Bob's mods changes everything, so the red circuits actually become, like, white and blue circuits in that. So I still call them red circuits, but they're basically just red circuit equivalents. Anyways, the texts that I'm researching through are kind of aimed at getting me to robotics. I do want to work on logistics because it will help me make my my factory a lot cleaner. It'll help lower, well, it probably won't help lower pollution all that much, but it still would be nice. I'd be able to basically store my ores once I have enough robots. I can just put them all into chests and such, and then have robots carry them into the furnaces if I wanted, and the furnaces output into many passive provider chests that all provide the iron to whatever is needing it. So that's probably that plan. It will also help me clean up, in general, really everything, because I won't have to have the main bus anymore, which is all these lines right here, continuing up through the factory. I can just have robots carry things directly from where they're created to where they're needed, and that's generally quicker than doing it with belts. It's not always quicker. Like, if you're doing it from right next to the place, like, if you're moving the output 2 tiles to the input, it's probably not worth having robots do it, just because they're right next to each other anyways. So I do the tech here. I get advanced electronics. I'm like 3 or 4 techs away from being able to make robots, I think. So it's getting pretty close. You don't actually need blue science packs to be able to get into making logistics robots. I think you have to have blue science packs and then maybe purple science packs as well to actually get upgrades for them. But you can actually you can get started with just red and green science packs, which is really handy because we are going to go through a huge refactoring of our factory, refactorying, if you will. But I start to move up the plastic and copper wire here, and then realize that there's really nothing over here that needs copper wire and plastic bars. So I actually remove that any second here now. I was trying to think about something. Think about how I wanted to do this. So I do drag that over, drag the iron over, drag the electronic circuits over, and then, like I said, I start to move that over, and then realize that there's actually no reason for that. The only thing that needs it is the red circuits, and I'm already making the red circuits right there, so I might as well just move the red circuits themselves. And that's pretty good. The red circuits do take a long time, so I might increase the amount that I'm making eventually. Like, eventually I definitely will, because three assembly machine 2s is not enough to be able to make enough that I need. So we'll increase that amount. It would be handy to make a whole bunch of those so that we're making like blue packs in the end at the same rate as red packs or green packs. I think they're used up at the same rate, and they just take different amounts of time to be made. So essentially what we want to do is get it to the point where we're making the same amount of blue packs as we are red packs or green packs, which will take so many things. Because it takes 12 seconds to make a single red circuit in an assembly machine 2, whereas it takes, like 10 seconds to make a a red pack in its entirety, excuse me, in assembly machine 1s. So that's not even counting how long it takes to turn it into an actual blue pack. That's just to make the red circuit. It takes a long time. So there's a lot of math involved, and I'll probably work out the exact numbers that we need at some point. And that way I can put down exactly the right amount of assembling machines, doing each and every little bit. I do extend out the electronic circuits here a little bit more, almost like they're going to continue on the main bus on 2 separate tracks, but it's just to get the filter inserters having some electronic circuits. I think to make a filter inserter, it's like a smart inserter, or a fast inserter, and then 5 electronic circuits, I want to say. It's basically just electronic circuits and a fast inserter. So that's pretty good. I think I actually extend it 1 tile further out with the conveyor belt, and have it putting in 2 things of electronic circuits at once. Yeah, there it is. I drag out the rest of the main bus there, because we are going to bring it to the right, maybe sweep it back down so that it's like enclosing our factory. But like I said, the main bus is going to go away pretty much as soon as our robots can handle moving the amount of stuff we need moved. Probably that won't happen right away. This is actually the part where I go and try to turret creep on these bases, but it isn't as easy turret creeping when you don't have autofill. So I wish I had autofill, but at the same time, autofill makes it so you can't get achievements, at least like not Steam achievements, so I probably won't end up using those in achievement runs. Which is, of course, this is an achievement run. I'm going for the no solar panels, but still win. Like, win without solar panels achievement, which is called Steam All the Way. And the win without... what was the other one? Raining Bullets is the other achievement, and that's win without using any laser turrets. Not the hardest, and I do destroy 2 bases here, I think. I think I destroyed 2 of the nests. Which, it could be better. I didn't bring enough bullets, and the worms destroyed my turrets eventually. We will eventually have to go back there and take them out. Like, basically it's a requirement at some point that we go and kill biter nests, because we do have to kill biter nests in order to get alien artifacts, and alien artifacts is what you use to make the purple packs. That's the word I was thinking of. I cleaned up the conveyor belts a little bit more here. I combined plastic so that it's on both sides, just so that it's more efficient. And I moved the copper wires for the advanced circuits to the other side, and I just have them pull in on a second conveyor belt. It's not overly complicated. I just split off the copper like I have been doing with iron and everything else. It does use an underground belt going under pretty much everything right there. A fast inserter, a power pole, and a light. And then I go under again so that I can get past the plastic. I had to create the rest of the line up there first, just to make sure that I didn't interfere with anything. And I needed some iron here, so I went and just grabbed like hundreds of iron out of my furnaces because it's so backed up. Rather than waiting for the conveyor belt to push it down, I figured I'd just go and pull it straight from the source. So I do create... I was like calculating out here how much copper wire I would need per second, and it averages out to like 1.3 copper wire per second or something like that for 3 of them. Requires 4 each per 12 seconds, so I need I need like 12 per 12 seconds or something like that. So I figured 2 would do, most likely, and I think it worked. What I end up doing is I pull the copper up here, and then put it into the assemblers. Also the tech finished. I don't remember if I researched anything else, though. So I pull the copper plates, 2 at a time, off of the conveyor belt and into the wires, the wire assemblers. Yeah, I do. I just set up robotics, which is basically the last tech we need before directly researching robots. And I have it extract the copper wires 2 at a time onto the conveyor belt. However, because assemblers always put onto the far side of the block, the far side of the tile that they're placing onto, I figured it would be kind of interesting if I looped the copper wire back around and had it enter onto the second side as well. You'll see what I mean in just a second here. So I have it like that, and then I realized that won't work, so I place another conveyor belt to make it work. There it is. And then I just bring the copper wire down and into that underground belt, which starts distributing it on both sides, thereby having much more room to have copper wire waiting in case we need it. So this is the end of the video, coming up on it here. Hope you guys all enjoyed this longer form video. I'm not really sure about it. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. If you want to see more, subscribe.